While every other country in Asia quietly got more expensive, Japan, Bali, Thailand, Vietnam somehow got even better. Here's what $50 a day actually gets you right now. This isn't a 2019 Vietnam guide recycled with a New Year slapped on it. Things have actually changed here. Some of it the country, some of it the world around it. And I want to show you exactly what's different and why right now is genuinely one of the best times to go. Subscribe before we get into it. 2 of these every week, and next Friday I'm comparing 2 popular destinations on budget, which will probably start a fight in the comments. Let's start with what's actually different in 2026, because this matters. Vietnam now offers a 90-day multiple entry e-visa for most Western nationalities. You apply online, it takes 3 days, costs around $25. That's it. For years, the visa situation here was a genuine headache. 15-day limits, confusing renewals, exit and re-enter runs to Cambodia. That's gone. 90 days, sorted from your phone before you land. The second change isn't Vietnam, it's everyone else. Japan got brutal on cost. Bali is running at prices it has no business charging. Thailand's popular areas have caught up with European costs in a lot of categories. Vietnam didn't follow. The Vietnamese dong has stayed stable. Local prices have barely moved, and the infrastructure, roads, airports, accommodation quality has actually improved. The gap between what you get and what you pay has widened while you weren't looking. That's why we're here. Accommodation first, and Vietnam at the $30 to $50 a day budget level is almost unfair. A private room in a clean guest house in Hoi An's Old Town runs $18 to $30 a night. In Hanoi's Old Quarter, one of the most charismatic urban areas in Asia, $15 to $25. Ho Chi Minh City, similar. And if you are willing to move up slightly to $35 to $45, you are getting boutique hotels with pools, rooftop bars, and breakfast included. That bracket in Bali or Bangkok is a dorm bed. One thing that has changed, quality across the board has gone up. 3 years ago, $20 a night in Vietnam could be a gamble. Now it's almost reliably good. Booking.com and Agoda both have strong inventory here, and the reviews are trustworthy. Getting around. And this is where Vietnam genuinely rewards you for going slow and going local. Rent a motorbike for $5 to $8 a day, and you have total freedom. The coastal road between Da Nang and Hoi An is one of the most beautiful 30-minute rides you'll ever do. The Hai Van Pass north of Da Nang, if you know Top Gear, you know this road, is extraordinary on a bike and practically empty before 9 a.m. Between cities, sleeper buses are $8 to $15 and surprisingly comfortable. The overnight bus from Ho Chi Minh to Da Nang is 12 hours, but you sleep the whole way and save a night's accommodation. Grab, the region's Uber equivalent, works perfectly in every major city and costs almost nothing for short rides. The one upgrade worth considering, the Da Nang to Hanoi train has a refurbished soft sleeper carriage that costs $30 to $45 and is genuinely one of the great rail journeys in Southeast Asia. Take it during the day if you can. The scenery through the Central Highlands is something else. Experiences. And this is where Vietnam genuinely has no right being this cheap. Ha Long Bay, you've seen the photos, the limestone karsts rising out of green water, and in person it's better than the photos. A 2-day, 1-night cruise with meals included runs $60 to $90 on a decent boat, $90 for a night on the water in Ha Long Bay. That's not a typo. Hoi An is mostly free once you're there. The Ancient Town entry pass is $5 and covers most of the heritage houses and assembly halls. The lantern-lit streets at night cost nothing and look like a film set someone forgot to take down. Phong Nha Caves in central Vietnam. If you haven't heard of this, write it down. One of the largest cave systems on Earth, dramatic underground rivers and formations, and day tours run $15 to $25. The region has barely any mass tourism compared to what it deserves. Q Chi tunnels outside Ho Chi Minh City, $6 entry. The Hue Imperial Citadel, one of the great UNESCO sites in Asia, $10. The pattern is consistent. World class, $10 or under. Food last. And I've saved it for last deliberately, because once I start talking about Vietnamese food, it's hard to stop. A bowl of pho from a proper street stall is $1.50 to $3. The best banh mi you will ever eat in your life, and I mean that. Vietnamese banh mi will ruin every other sandwich, is 80 cents to $1.50. Bun Bo Hue, the spicier beef noodle soup from central Vietnam that is somehow less famous than pho, despite being arguably better. $2 to $3. You can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at local spots and spend $6 to $10 total on extraordinary food. The one non-negotiable, Sa Phe Trung, Vietnamese egg coffee in Hanoi. A strong espresso with a whipped egg yolk cream on top that sounds wrong and tastes perfect. $1.50. Have it twice. Daily food budget eating well, $8 to $15. Eating with no restraint at actual restaurants, $15 to $22. That's the ceiling. So why does Vietnam beat most of Asia on budget in 2026? Because while everywhere else was adjusting prices upward, Vietnam's combination of a stable currency, improving infrastructure, a genuinely easy 90-day visa, and food that costs almost nothing means your money goes further here than almost anywhere else on Earth right now. $50 a day gets you a private guest house, 3 meals, a motorbike, and entry to whatever you want to see. $35 a day if you eat fully local and take buses. Vietnam is for people who want a lot, visually, culturally, in terms of what there is to do, without paying a lot for it. That combination is rarer than it sounds in 2026. If you've been putting Vietnam off, don't. Drop a comment below telling me which part of the country you'd start in, north, central, or south, because that's genuinely a good debate. And subscribe for 2 honest travel breakdowns every single week.